We now welcome Dr. Zach Olson, the Aransas Bay Ecosystem Team Lead for Texas Parks and Wildlife. Welcome to Community Crossroads.
Thank you for having me.
So, Dr. Olson, talk to us about these three Gulf Coast bays, Ayers, Mesquite, and Carlos Bay. We hear they're being considered to be permanently closed to commercial oystering.
Yeah, so right now there's a proposal to close those bays to actually all oyster harvest. The reasoning behind that is really there's some very valuable nursery habitat in those bay systems. And what we mean by that is that there are multiple types of oyster reef within the Carlos Mesquite Ayers Bay complex, both deep water oyster reef, shallow water oyster reef. These oyster reefs are interspersed with a number of other estuarine habitats such as seagrass, salt marsh, and kind of that diversity and that interspersion of habitats across the estuarine landscape really just makes for some valuable nursery habitat for organisms such as blue crabs and red drum. In addition, the proximity of this area to the Cedar Bayou, which is a tidal pass that connects Mesquite Bay to the Gulf of Mexico, really just makes it, again, a valuable nursery area where organisms that spawned in the Gulf of Mexico can move through that pass, and then they quickly settle in those areas and then grow and mature. And from there can kind of move into some of those surrounding bays. So this is really just an important nursery habitat area. In addition, a lot of those oyster reefs really serve to protect a lot of those other shoreline and vegetative habitats from erosion as waves and currents move through those bay systems. Up until recently, we really haven't seen a whole lot of oyster harvest in that area, but in 2020, license year 2022, so the most recent commercial oyster season, we just really saw a pretty substantial uptick in the amount of oyster fishing effort going on in there, and it really became a priority to protect those habitats at that time.
And what has some of the feedback been from recreational and even commercial fishermen so far been like?
Yeah, so we're hearing opinions on both sides of the aisle. We're hearing folks that are very much in support of this closure because of the protection it will provide to our ecosystems. We're also hearing many folks that are opposed to this proposal, really just because of the potential impact that it's going to have on oyster harvest in the area.
And when is that meeting set when they'll make that final decision on whether or not to permanently close Ayers, Mesquite, and Carlos Bay to commercial fishing?
Yeah, so the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission will meet on Thursday, March 24th at TPWD headquarters in Austin to make that final decision.
Great. And is there anything else that you'd like to share with us as far as the importance of preserving these bays?
Yeah, well, I'll just reiterate just the importance of a lot of those habitats in those areas, and really just the need to really find a balance between harvest of oysters and their economic importance, and also protection of oysters for their ecological importance. And also, I just want to thank all the folks who have come out to the public hearings and have given their opinions and thoughts on the matter, and then also all those folks who are also providing comment via some of our other ways of doing that, via our website, via email, via the phone number. All of that's important. All of that is part of the process of managing our coastal resources.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And don't go anywhere. Coming up, we learn about the return of polo at McFadden.